Hello everyone, welcome back to day 2 of taking a look at the latest wave of Star Wars Black Series figures. Today we're going to be taking a look at the daimyo of Mos Espa himself, Boba Fett. So as always, we will kick off by taking a quick look at the box that this guy comes in. Again, standard box that we've come to know and love for the Black Series. Book of Boba Fett, number 9. Mural artwork on the side, which is then also repeated on the back of the box, and then you've got your character right up over there. So taking a look at Boba Fett himself now, and I'm so relieved, first of all, just to say that we finally got this version of Boba Fett in the line. It's been about 4 years now since the Book of Boba Fett aired, and this guy's been missing from our collections. We previously had the throne room version from The Mandalorian, so while that figure has stood the test of time, I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to replace it with the proper one. We'll just bring that old figure in for you so we can start off with a brief comparison. So, you will be forgiven for thinking these guys are the same, as I have seen a few people make that mistake online. There are differences, and I think the differences, are important enough to warrant a separate figure. My main issue with this guy has no silver weathering on him. As you can see with the one on the right, that was an inclusion that we saw a few years ago. I'm not quite sure why they opted to leave that out on the new figure, whether it was just a mistake, or whether it was something to do with budgeting. I don't know, unfortunately. It is a bit of a shame, since the new version of Boba has a somewhat iconic silver scratch over one side of his visor, which looks very nice, very distinguishing for that particular armour. But it's what we've got at the end of the day, so I'm going to be happy with it, based upon a few other things, namely the head sculpt. As you can see there, the new one, compared to the old one, night and day difference in my opinion. This guy no longer looks like Tamara Morrison, but the guy on the left, spitting image, absolutely fantastic. So we'll go ahead and take this guy away. We're done talking about old news now. Look at that guy. If that isn't one of Hasbro's best likenesses this year, I don't know what is. Absolutely fantastic figure. Really pleased to add this one to the Book of Boba Fett lineup. There is a little bit of reuse on this guy. I believe the arms are reused from the throne room version, which isn't a big deal. I think they suit the purpose. Very similar outfits, as I've said. That does unfortunately mean that this guy does not have the new ball-jointed wrists, which the Jango Fett figure in this wave does. But again, small things can be overlooked. He does also have his helmet, as you can see. I believe the helmet is reuse, although anyone can feel free to correct me. It is a bit of a snug fit, and it does only just go on the head, unfortunately. I'm not quite sure what happened with this one, but as you can see, the head does stick out a fair bit on the bottom. You can sort of fudge it for pictures, which I've done over on Instagram, those of you that have seen that. But you can get it looking good for certain angles. I had a comment on my last video on my Jango Fett review saying, I can't believe you've reviewed this figure and not covered the articulation. So I'm going to do exactly the same in this one and completely ignore it. There are going to be plenty of reviews of these guys coming out over the next few months. If articulation's what you watch videos for, then you can watch one of those. But I'm all about the detail, I'm all about the accuracy of the figure, and all the things that actually interest me. Everybody's different. It'd be very boring if we were the same. I'm going to take that helmet off again, just to give you a look at his fantastic head sculpt once more. His accessories, you do get his standard blaster. I do believe that's the same blaster reused again, although I could be wrong. I haven't actually examined these all too much. In fact, let's have a quick look now, shall we? Let's have a look together. they look pretty similar. And then he also has his sidearm as well, which fits nicely into the holster. A little bit of silver paint also missing from the knee pads, which is unfortunate, but as with all the different applications on this guy that are missing, I'm sure those of you that are nimble with a paintbrush will be able to add those in. It's got his jetpack. The rocket is removable, similar to a few others that we've seen, and then it's got the thrusters there. It's got really nice soft goods karma on this one. Really nice quality. A lot of Hasbro soft goods are impressing me as time goes by. You all thought I'd forgotten. That's because I did. It's been a long day at work, ladies and gentlemen. So, toe articulation. Boba Fett is the first figure in the line to feature it. And as you can see, it doesn't really detract too much from the aesthetic of the sculpt. But then when you want to use that joint, it's there. That's about as much of a bend as you'll get out of it. It can be quite useful for walking poses, I would say. And then just due to the design of the joint, there is a bit of flex down, although I don't think you'll be doing that unless you want to have Boba Fett doing some ballet on your shelf. It's really nice to see the Black Series moving forward and trying new things, although for my mileage it's not really something I see myself using on this figure. I can definitely see characters in the Star Wars universe that would benefit from such a joint, so I do look forward to seeing it in the future on other figures. I'm sure Hasbro will exercise their own discretion and figure out where it's most useful and most necessary. So that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you so much for the support over here and over on Instagram through the past few days. It's very much appreciated. Speaking of Instagram, if you don't follow me already, please check that link in the description and head on over there. I'm going to be posting HD pictures of all these new figures. So yeah, until the next time guys, take care, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.